Right now on No More Down Low, a monumental achievement.
He understood that we're not all equal until we are all equal.
As the nation etches in stone the achievements of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., will the gay architect of the civil rights movement be forgotten?
I'm Janora McDuffie. Who was Bayard Rustin, and why is he being left out of civil rights history?
I cannot tell you how many people have no clue.
Then, Kendall Hogan, Don Lemon, face to face.
Don't ask me nothing crazy. No.
And I'm Kendall Hogan. It's Don Lemon like you've never seen him before, and it's No More Down Low exclusive.
A romantic evening for me could be a...
I just hope that me coming out won't change people's perception of who I am.
After her much publicized revelation that she was a lesbian, basketball star Sheryl Swoopes makes an announcement that she's marrying a man. So what's the community reaction? And we'll meet the playwright who answers the question, could there have been same-sex attraction between male slaves? It's all coming up next on No More Down Low.
Hi, I'm LaToya Jackson, and this is No More Down Low.
It's 100 blocks of fashion apparel, accessories, shoes, and so much more. What's up, everybody? I am Janora McDuffie.
And I'm Kendall Hogan. We're coming to you from downtown LA's Fashion District in the famous Fashion Alley, where you can get just about any and everything you want at just the right price.
Oh, yes. Sounds like the perfect combination to me.
Oh, boy. I'm a little scared. I know that look. I'm going to take a look around. You handle things.
All right. Well, while he's goofing off over there, I'm going to stay focused and go to work. So, last month, the nation's capital was in complete celebration mode for the dedication of the Martin Luther King Jr. Monument. The LGBT community played an active role in all the pageantry, and No More Down Low was the only camera crew invited. Check it out.
We're looking at Dr. King's memorial, we're like, what is he looking at? Are his eyes looking at FDR? Are they looking at me?
He understood that we're not all equal until we are all equal.
It was an opportunity for the community to come together and witness to this historic occasion here in Washington, D.C.
Out of the mountain of despair, a stone of hope. That's the inscription carved on the side of the Washington, D.C. Martin Luther King Jr. National Memorial. On the eve of the King dedication ceremony, a host of LGBT leaders and activists converged on Capitol Hill for a reception called Building the Dream for LGBT Equality.
And not only that, we brought recognition that the architect of the March on Washington was our own Bayard Rustin.
Good evening, everybody. I want to give all of you guys a round of applause for coming out tonight.
LGBT leaders took to the podium reflecting on Dr. King's living legacy and the issues facing the LGBTQ communities of color.
For example, transgender Americans, especially those of color, carry a disproportionate burden of the prejudice and homophobia often directed towards our community.
We ought to stand up and know that bullying and harassment on the workforce should stop, and it should stop immediately.
We must be proud enough to claim that we are part of the civil rights movement and dare anyone to challenge us on this.
And on a high note, special recognition was given to gay activists who proudly participated in the March on Washington some 47 years ago. The evening concluded with a pledge to honor Dr. King's openly gay trusted advisor, Bayard Rustin, with a postage stamp.
We figure if there's a Mickey Mouse stamp, and no disrespect, but the fact that we could, here's the point. Everyone remembers the incredible King speech that he gave August 28th night. I have a dream today. I cannot tell you how many people have no clue who Bayard Rustin was, who was the person who coordinated and organized it. So this is a great opportunity to kind of remember, write him back into history.
Keeping Bayard Rustin's memory alive is not going to be an overnight task. Although next year marks his 100th birthday, it's a 3-year waiting process to get his likeness on a postage stamp. But for Mandy Carter and her team, it is definitely worth the wait. Now let's check back in with Kendall and see how many baseball caps and phone numbers he's gotten so far. Kendall.
That's right, Janora. Here at Fashion Alley, you can find just about every type of baseball cap imaginable. I just swooped up this white LA hat. What you think? Well, guys, it's been about 4 months since CNN anchor Don Lemon officially came out. Had the chance to catch up with him this summer for a No More Down Low exclusive interview. Besides getting all the scoop on the man behind the mic, I got a little distracted also. Take a look. I don't know, I'm a little intimidated right now.
What?
I'm a little intimidated.
For what?
You ask these questions. I don't ask questions.
Oh, come on. You're the host of the show, aren't you? Don't ask me nothing crazy. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm throw these questions away.
No.
We're rolling? Okay. I'll admit it, I was a little intimidated when I finally got the chance to interview CNN anchor Don Lemon.
Can you see this?
All joking aside, once I got rid of my butterflies, it was game on. Tell me about the book. How's the book doing? Is it being well received?
The book is doing well. I find that people want to take pictures with me more than they want to buy the book, but that's okay. That says a lot. That says a lot about how people feel about me. But the book is doing very well, and I'm glad the book is doing well. But it's really more about the message in the book, and it's more. If you read the book, quite honestly, there's not a lot about being gay in the book. I just said the words, and so people are saying, "Oh my gosh, this is a coming out book." Well, I do come out in the book, but it's not necessarily about being gay. It's about being black, the black box, the parameters and constraints that we place on ourselves, how the larger culture sees us, about growing up in the South. It's about having been abused as a child. It's about my journey as a man, my journey as a journalist. It's about being a black journalist on television and the struggles that minorities face in order to make it, and the standards, the different standards that we have that are placed on us. So the book, there's a lot more in the book that people are picking up on, but because it's such an issue and there's so much homophobia in the black community, people have picked up on me coming out and me
connected that to right away,
and me being abused as a child, and that's the thing that people are looking at, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he talks about that.
Do you feel like now you actually are the poster boy for gay black men now?
I don't feel like the poster boy for gay black men, but I think some people see me as that. Like I say, I'm a journalist, I'm not an activist, but hey, if I am, I am. And I think that maybe I may be the poster boy for the gay black community for some people, because there aren't a lot of gay black men who are out. There are gay black men who are athletes. There are gay black men who are masculine. There are gay black men who are feminine. There are gay black men who are drag queens. So there's all of it. But for a while, it was just very few. There was a small representation of what it was to be a gay black man. And so I think that when I came out and I said it, people were like, oh, wow, the guy on television, the news guy, can be gay. And so I think that's why I may be considered the poster boy to some people, but there are a lot of gay black men who I think could be the poster boy.
I think you make a great poster boy, though.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
In the end, I discovered that off camera, Don Lemon is really just a regular guy. When he's not working, he admits he's a homebody, enjoying life with his boyfriend of 4 years, Ben Tinker. So what's your idea of a romantic evening in this relationship?
A romantic evening for me could be a great evening at home, watching movies or cooking. I'd love to cook on a date, invite someone over and cook for them. So that I love to do that and just sit on the couch and watch television, or sit on the front porch and talk and have a glass of wine. Or I like to just go to dinner. And I'm in a relationship now. You know how we spend our date night? Playing Scrabble on my iPad in a restaurant. So that's my idea of a romantic night. I'm low maintenance.
Right. Who knew? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, right? Yeah. Anything else? My favorite movie, color, whatever. What do you want to know?
I can't ask that on camera. And I'm good.
You're good?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
It's nice meeting you.
Thank you very much. So Janora, I just finished reading Don's book, Transparent.
Okay.
perfect title for the book. John is forthcoming, honest, and just really upfront about everything. And one thing I learned, the man will not take no for an answer.
Sounds like a lesson we all can learn from.
That's for sure.
All right, stay tuned. More at NoMoreDownLow to come. Welcome back to No More Down Low. I'm Janora McDuffie, and we're hanging out in the historic LA Fashion District, which is kind of like the canal streets in New York, but this time on the West Coast. Kendall?
Janora, there's been some eyebrows raised since WNBA basketball superstar Sheryl Swoopes announced her engagement to a man. Now, why does this announcement have people scratching their heads? Here to take a closer look at the story is Laurencia Dandridge.
I just hope that me coming out won't change people's perception of who I am and what all I've done for the game of women's basketball, what all I've done for women's sports in general.
When Sheryl Swoopes made this revelation back in 2005, the world took notice.
Although this award is presented to me, I would really love to share it with my partner and love of my life for 9 years, Miss Elisa Scott.
I think I responded like everybody else did. I was so excited. You know, she was on the cover of magazines. I have 3 or 4 of them in my house. I could relate. I loved the WNBA, and I thought, oh, you know, finally.
But with the recent announcement of her new relationship status, Jeanette Bronson of Black Lesbians United admits that she felt somewhat slighted.
Our young people don't have a lot of role models to look up to. They don't have, you know, out lesbians to model. So to have, you know, someone, you know, who was successful, someone they could actually emulate, that was very exciting for all of us.
I think when a person wants to identify themselves as lesbian or by whatever term they want to, then they ought to do that.
Dr. Gail Wyatt is a sex therapist and author at UCLA. She says just because Sheryl has partnered with someone of the opposite sex doesn't mean that she's turned her back on the gay community.
We know that sexuality is very fluid, and that under the right circumstances or wrong circumstances, depends on the way you look at it, people can engage in a lot of different behaviors and enjoy them.
So either, you know, we're being ignorant, or we're being naive, or we're just being mean-spirited, because what I read online and what I'm hearing is that everybody's very disappointed or angry or saying that she used us. And I don't think that's what's true.
And I think the best thing we can do is give people permission and to let them feel comfortable about who they are, rather than to try to be something they're not.
Dr. Wyatt says the term lesbian is so overused in our society today in television, pop culture, and films, so much that it doesn't have the same meaning that it had, say, 10 years ago. That's why Oakland native B. Cole has coined the phrase masculine of center, which encompasses various shades of lesbianism. Anyway, we'd like to say congratulations to Sheryl, and we wish her the best of luck. Janora, what are you buying now?
I'm not buying anything, Kendall. Okay, picture this. The year is 1820. The setting is a small plantation in the Old Dominion, where 2 black men shared something very special. What is it? It's a play that explores the question, could there have been same-sex attraction amongst the slaves? Take a look.
You know, this may sound a little crazy, but it's like these voices, these people came to me. Some of these characters had a lot to say. Some of them didn't have so much to say, but what they had in common was that I felt they were begging me to share their stories.
Ivy League playwright Donald Jolly has dared to tell the story that no other playwright has told before, the story of same-sex attraction between 2 male slaves.
Okay, I know I didn't choose to be gay. Who's to say that someone born 200, 300 years ago didn't experience those same things, even though they didn't have the language for it and it wasn't identity? It's just natural.
Bonded is the story of the last remaining slaves on a crumbling, cash-strapped Virginia farm. When Asa, a houseboy from New York, is brought down south to help in the fields, Repressed desires and memories of loss are all unlocked for the other slaves, especially Sonny.
That's the gay storyline. Sonny and Asa develop a romance in a time and place where they were not allowed to have a romance, and there's no words or no concept for understanding what it means for these two males to have this indescribable bond.
Your man, he wasn't no nigga. My mother was not a nigga. She was African, like you and I.
And if the idea of same-sex attraction among slaves is unthinkable for you, Donald says it could be that you're overlooking the obvious.
If we're gonna say that Harriet Tubman was a human being, Frederick Douglass was a human being, that Sonny, Lily, and Jack from Bonded were human beings, we have to recognize that they had human needs, and a human need is love and passion. And us gay people, we are human.
So what was the human reaction to Bonded?
I, as an African, you is the Negro. Let them be, Jack. Negroes better learn to stay in your place. You don't mess with no African.
I thought it was amazing.
And I thought the acting was very well.
I think the N-word was probably a little excessive.
It was a beautiful, moving experience.
So I'm still trying to digest it all.
I'm not done with this play until there are larger audiences to see it. You know, I want to take this home to D.C., to the East Coast, to Atlanta, to Virginia, and I'd be really interested to know what audiences from these different places, how they respond to it.
What a fascinating concept and play.
Unbelievable.
If you want to know more about Donald Jolly and his play Bonded, click on the resources link on the No More Download website.
Well, that's it for our show today. Here's what's coming up on our next show.
On the next No More Download, it's our first wedding.
Amen.
No More Download goes behind the scenes as Ivan and Wyman jump the broom into holy matrimony. You don't want to miss it.
All that and more on the next edition of our show.
So, from the famous Fashion District in downtown Los Angeles, reminding you to spread love and not hate, I'm Janora McDuffie.
And I'm Kendall Hogan. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Ready to do some shopping?
I'm ready to finish some shopping.
Some damage
but
up in here.
You need to buy me something.
Well, I got you.
You got me?
You don't even know I already got you something.
Yeah?
When I was out, I got you a new baseball cap.